When you bop, bop, bing, bop, right hand, okay? Stiff arm and drop your right hand, okay? Boy, you ain't paying attention, man.
Didn't touch him, Bob.
There you go.
Floyd Mayweather, a perfectionist in the ring.
Slow down, we gonna pick the pace up. Have your fun.
I feel like Floyd Mayweather. Don't you see who I got in my corner? That's why I'm in the ring, doing what I wanna.
I want to be the best, not just the best fighter. I want to be the best athlete, period. When I leave, I will be known as TBE, and that's the best ever.
And now Mayweather beginning to tee off on Alvarez, and what a sublime right uppercut up the middle by Mayweather.
Take a look at some final punch numbers. Tony Pep and Floyd Mayweather. And look at that.
Yeah, they were the very incredible numbers, very good numbers there for Mayweather. Dominance, 14%. He's a power puncher, and he keeps a boxer under 15% landing.
Punch stat numbers from a one-sided fight. Floyd Mayweather landing 118 more, by far the harder shots, throwing nearly 100 more punches, connecting with over half. Quick look at the scorecard shows us that Genaro Hernandez won only 2 rounds on judges' scorecards. One judge gave him the 7th round, another judge gave him the 8th round, the one just completed, but a third judge had all of the rounds going to Floyd Mayweather, and that's the card I would endorse.
The undefeated WBC super featherweight champion of the world, pretty boy Floyd Mayweather. Couple of final comments on the bout. Take a look at punch stat numbers, and you can see that Justin Juco threw 103 more punches, but landed 62 fewer, as Floyd Mayweather Jr., with his enormous hand speed, was able to land at a 54% rate.
Final punch stat numbers in a one-sided performance. Our ringside scorer, Harold Letterman, unable to find a round to give to Herrera. We suspect that the same would have been true on the official scorecards. Mayweather landing 121 more punches than his opponent, throwing 38 more, and landing at an almost unconscionable 64% connect rate.
And total jabs. Mayweather able to make a weapon out of the jab. Arena just pawing with it and keeping the left hand out there from time to time, which created straight right hand opportunities for Floyd Jr. Power punches, and you can see how viciously Mayweather was able to paint Arena with power punches. 69%.
Let's go to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official particulars on a brilliant performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Richard Steele calls a halt to the bout. The official time, 2 minutes and 19 seconds of round number 10. The winner, and still the reigning undefeated WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the world, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather.
Final CompuBox numbers. This may be maybe the biggest CompuBox landslide we've covered, certainly in a hotly anticipated championship fight. Total punches landed, Mayweather landing 160 more, throwing 209 more, and landing at a connect percentage more than half of his punches.
Final CompuBox numbers, and you see Mayweather landed 69 more, threw 156 fewer, landed at a much higher connect percentage than did Hernandez.
The undefeated WBC Super Bantamweight Champion of the world, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather.
Final CompuBox numbers, and you will see the margin by which Chavez outthrew Mayweather, throwing 469 punches more than did the champion. But the champion landed 15 more punches by CompuBox estimate than did the challenger, thus the doubling of connect percentage. Scores in the fight. One judge, Lou Filippo, had Mayweather ahead 89-82 as you look at the power shot percentages and recognize that Mayweather, by CompuBox estimate, landed more than half of his power shots.
Final CompuBox numbers. Mayweather landing 25 more punches. Look at that. Castillo throwing 205 more and yet landing 25 fewer. So again, Mayweather virtually doubling Castillo in connect rate. He picked his spots very carefully and used them to ultimately victorious advantage.
The undefeated WBC lightweight champion of the world, the pride of Grand Rapids, Michigan, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather.
Still unbeaten, 31 wins, no losses, 21 knockouts, still unequivocally the kingpin of the lightweight division, as he was at 130 before this, and a serious threat at 140 if he decides to move up. Mayweather 158 out of 304, brilliant numbers. Endo threw 460 punches despite coming through a hailstorm of power shots from Mayweather to do it. Mayweather's accuracy in the power punching department may be some kind of a near CompuBox record or something. I mean, you just don't see it. 58%. Endo, 51 out of 269. Every one of those 269 power shots represents courage and determination on Endo's part, because he was opening himself up to a devastatingly accurate puncher to try to get it done.
You just never expect these kind of fights, and you get them. That's like a treat.
By TKO, still undefeated, the pound for pound, the best in the world, the former two-time world champion, the undefeated Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather.
So he's still unbeaten and continues to try to stake his claim as not the number 2 behind Hopkins, but rather the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport. Maybe they should be 1 and 1A. There's a look at total punches. Mayweather 219 out of 440. Hopkins' campaign will continue February 19 against Howard Eastman. He's now 40 years old. Bruce Ellis landing 24% of his own punches. Power punches, it was a Mayweather festival as he landed nearly 60% of his power shots. Even if you're fighting a fly, if he lands 60% of his power shots, eventually he'll do some damage. Unanimous decision win for Mayweather. And there are the CompuBox numbers I was talking about as Mayweather, dominant throughout, landed an average of better than 20 punches per round. Power shot category will also be dominated by Mayweather, largely on the basis of the straight right hand, which he landed constantly throughout the fight, ultimately landing twice as many power shots as Corley, while throwing just about the same number.
New WBC Super Lightweight Champion of the World, still undefeated, Pretty Boy, Floyd Mayweather.
Final CompuBox landslide numbers. Again, if it were an election, they could have projected the winner in the first round. Gaddy landing 41 out of 245, Mayweather 168 out of 295, many of them blistering, vicious power shots to the head. 57% connect percentage, you'll seldom see a higher one. Look at the connect percentage in power shots. He landed nearly 2/3 of them, 115 out of 183. Gaddy 10 out of 56, he was never for a moment in the fight. Harold Letterman scored the first 2 rounds 10-8, even though there was only one somewhat questionable knockdown. That's how much of a landslide it was from the outset. It wasn't a big crowd, but those who were here appreciated what they saw. A final look at CompuBox numbers, Mayweather versus Mitchell. And Floyd Mayweather Jr. landing at about a 40% rate compared to about a 10% rate for the opponent Mitchell. Power punching numbers, and here Mayweather's connect percentage goes up, as does Mitchell's marginally, but at the end of the day, 65-24 in landed power punches, and Mayweather's punches by far the harder. Really, Mitchell only landed 2 overhand lefts that mattered in the fight. Let's go to Larry Merchant, standing by with the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in boxing, Floyd Mayweather. 12th round, Zab Judah could not close the show as Floyd Mayweather invited him repeatedly in the closing seconds of the fight to hit him on the chin by way of saying, "Hey, sucker, you can't do it." Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official decision on this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards. Dave Moretti scores at 116-112. Jerry Roth, 117-111. Glenn Hamada, 119-109 to the winner by unanimous decision, and new champion, still undefeated, from Grand Rapids, Michigan, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather.
The number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport maintains his unblemished record with what turns out to be another relatively easy win. Harold Letterman had it 116-12. My heavens, Glenn Hamada had it 119-109. So at least one of the 3 judges saw total dominance by Floyd Mayweather. Here are final CompuBox numbers. Judah landing a total of 82 punches in the fight, and Floyd Mayweather landing 106 more of them, even though Floyd threw 40 fewer punches than Judah. So final CompuBox numbers show Judah landing at less than half the rate, and almost a third of the rate of Floyd Mayweather. And in the power punch category, the dominance is even more clear as Mayweather landed 86 more power punches, threw 133 more power punches, and landed at the significantly higher percentage. When you land nearly 50% of your power punches, you're going to win the fight unless the other guy does something extremely off the board, and Judah wasn't able to do that. Larry Merchant with the winner, Mr. Pound for Pound, Floyd Mayweather.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Mandalay Bay Resort Casino of
Las Vegas we go to the judges' scorecards. John Kane, 120, 108. Chuck Jampa, 120, 108. Paul Smith, 118, 110. All to the winner by unanimous decision. New welterweight champion of the world, still pound for pound the best in the world, pretty boy, Floyd Mayweather.
And let's take a look at a statistical profile of the wipeout. Mayweather landing 120 more total punches, throwing 212 fewer punches, landing at a 43% connect rate, not trying to knock Vladimir out, doing enough to win every round, not taking any real chances in the fight. Power shots, Vladimir landing 67 out of 562. 12%. That is a miserable performance. Demonstrates the tremendous disparity in speed. Mayweather landed more than half his power punches. Let's go to Larry Merchant with the winner and now the welterweight champion of the world, Floyd Mayweather. Celebrations throughout the ring. Mayweather's victory, and let's take a look at final CompuBox numbers. Mayweather landing 85 more and throwing 106 less, doubling De La Hoya's connect percentage. Quicker, more precise, more accurate. Power shots, a textbook display of accuracy from Mayweather. 138 out of 241. You simply cannot do it much better. And this on a night when De La Hoya, some of the time, was defending pretty well, blocking some shots with his gloves, ducking and slipping for a little while. De La Hoya 82 out of 341, throwing 100 more power punches as he searched and searched for the one big shot that might change things around. Ricky Hatton tastes defeat for the very first time. Floyd Mayweather remains unbeaten. Final CompuBox numbers, and Mayweather really rolled up the numbers in the last few rounds of the fight, so these statistics will look lopsided. He landed more than twice as many punches. He threw 43 fewer, so his plus-minus percentage is plus 22. 39% connected, 17% connected against. Jabs. Mayweather threw 72 of them, it's a high number for him, landing 29, including 11 of 15 in the 9th round, the round before the knockout. Ricky Hatton, ineffective with the jab, 11 out of 63. Power shots, and most of Hatton's power shots were body punches inside or cuffing right hands inside, as he landed 52 out of 309, basically 1/6 of the punches he was throwing in power shots. And Mayweather, much more accurate, 100 out of 257. And in your mind's memory, as you remember how it looked, you feel like, well, gee, that number must be low. Mayweather seemed to be landing more than half. Final CompuBox numbers here. Mayweather landing 221 more punches, throwing 90 fewer. Again, that trademark economy. 59% connect percentage. 12 rounds against a Hall of Fame fighter. It's absolutely stunning. And he limits Marquez to 12% overall. Marquez landing only 7% of his jabs. Mayweather does not use the jab as frequently in some other fights as he did tonight, landing 60% of them. And his economical assortment of power punches. 15 per round, 10 of them landing, or 9 of them landing in every round. 60% connect percentage basically throughout the fight for the amazing Floyd Mayweather.
From the Indian Grand we go to the scorecards. Adelaide Bird and Dave Moretti score the bout 119, 109. Robert Hoyle 118, 110. All to the winner by unanimous decision. Still undefeated, Floyd Mayweather.
numbers will reflect Mayweather's dominance, landing 106 punches more, throwing 25 more than doubling Shane Mosley's connect percentage. Another technical mismatch. Who knew? Total power punches, Mayweather landing 77 more, throwing 108 more, and nearly doubling Mosley's connect percentage. Punch Zone will show you Floyd Mayweather's unusual mixture as he lands only 17 body shots. Very careful about selecting those body shots. He never wants to put himself in the position of being countered by something upstairs. He throws most of his punches at the head. The left hook, 39 times. The right cross, 152 times. It's an amazing rate of accuracy.
It's funny, the fathers have been overbearing, but here we have Mayweather and Guerrero sharing some good moments. He's telling his dad, relax.
Yeah, exactly. So you see the numbers. 41% landed of all the punches. 60% of the power punches landed by Mayweather. That's 10% more than he usually lands against all the left-handers that he has faced. And when you hold a fighter to 19% landed against you, brilliant defense. And that 476 is about the number of punches Floyd Mayweather normally throws in a 12-round. The numbers in this fight intriguing because they show us the accuracy of Mayweather. He usually lands in that percentage, somewhere between 40 and 50%. And for Canelo Alvarez, throwing a lot of punches, throwing more than Floyd Mayweather, but most times that happens, landing only at about 22%, and that's what Mayweather does to his opponents. Very busy, throwing 858 punches. Mayweather throwing a lot less, but always so accurate, landing, 54% of his punches, which is extraordinary. Look at the complete show stats. Well, the number that always jumps out at you in a Mayweather fight is the percentage of power punches he lands. The other thing that's fascinating to me is how much he out-jabbed Maidana by, because that was a punch Maidana needed to be effective with, but Mayweather very accurate.
He threw a lot of punches, but they wasn't landing. He was throwing a lot of punches, they wasn't landing. If you check the punch, if you check the punch stats, I out-punched him, I out-boxed him. It was easy work, like I told you guys.
All right, fans, here we go. It's time for the bout you've all been waiting for. There's a crowd going wild. He is in trouble. Look at his legs. Oh, they are going at it. Tyson, laid it on, pouring it on. Down goes Bruno. Into the rope. The right by Barkley, and Hearns is down. Oh, down goes Chavez for the first time in his career. A shot by Evander Holyfield. Castillo's in trouble. What a fight! It's showtime! In favor of the winner, and still the undefeated champion of the world, Floyd Money Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather remains undefeated, improving to 47-0.
and gentlemen in attendance, and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, it's showtime!
It's the money team, it's the money team, it's the money team.
The pound-for-pound king in the sport of boxing. MGM Grand has long been home court for Floyd "Money" Mayweather. This is his 10th fight here and 13th overall. And with the self-appointed moniker of Money, it seems strangely appropriate that business magnate Warren Buffett will be sitting at ringside as Floyd Mayweather's guest. Mayweather said he knows that the bar is set so high for himself that people are used to either seeing him win all 12 rounds, get the knockout, or seeing him dominate, winning 11 rounds to 1 or something like that. He actually gave Maidana 3 rounds in their first fight and is ready to do even more in the rematch, solidifying his status as the man in the sport.
And now, here he is, the current reigning champion and undefeated 5-division champion of the world, Floyd "Money" Mayweather.
Conspicuous by their absence, many of Floyd Mayweather's celebrity friends. We've seen him come in with rappers, Justin Bieber, and others, of course. He has conscripted the Wizard of Omaha and Mayweather. They're both walking down that metaphorical yellow brick road where the bricks are made of gold. Al, according to contracts filed with the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Mayweather receiving a base purse of $32 million for the fight, the same as he did back in May. Maidana doubles his payday from $1.5 million to $3 million. Warren Buffett greeting him as he gets into the ring.
Well, for Floyd Mayweather, he is used to this walk. He's used to this arena. He has said over and over again, I know what it takes to win in a fight of this magnitude. He has this fight fended off as he has in almost every fight. Outside distractions, some self-made and some circumstantial. The one thing you know about Mayweather, when he steps in this ring, in this place, he's ready to fight and always ready to win.
Corner really needing no introduction the world over. Wearing blue trunks with gray trim from Las Vegas, Nevada by way of Grand Rapids, Michigan. He weighed in at 150.5 pounds. His record is unblemished with 44 wins, no losses, 26 wins coming by way of knockout. He currently holds the WBC welterweight and WBA Super World Super Welterweight titles. Ladies and gentlemen, here is boxing's undisputed #1 attraction, the pound-for-pound superstar and the 8-time 5-weight division champion of the world, introducing the undefeated, the one and only Floyd "Money" Mayweather.
Okay, I spoke to both fighters in the dressing room. I caution you again, obey my commands at all times. Shake hands, good luck.
This is quicker and slicker against bigger and stronger. Corrales has to do some damage in the early rounds if he hopes to be able to get to Mayweather in the later rounds. Mayweather has to try to discourage his relentless aggression.
Throws his shot, looping to catch him up like that. There you go, there's one. This is the time when you loop.
Myself to think that Floyd wants more. He's too quick. He's
He's going to hit me a lot.
Mayweather's very smart. He jabs right in the pit of Corrales' stomach.
And right hand leads. There's the jab again to the pit of the stomach, as George pointed out.
It's like a syringe. If you're not careful, if the fight goes on, somebody's sucking every juice from your body.
Miguel Diaz working for Corrales tonight because Corrales offered him a co-trainer job and therefore a 5% share of his purse. He said that Floyd Mayweather would have paid him 2% of his purse if he'd worked there. As George pointed out, searching to land the one big shot. Good little poke with the left by Mayweather. He backs away and repeats the action.
Just because a guy is smaller than you does not mean he can't hit.
Now, all of Mayweather's opponents tend to say afterward, he hits harder than you think he does. Good left hook by Floyd Mayweather. Well set up.
Get his confidence going and you're going to have trouble.
Mayweather is working it now. As I said in the second round, he's developed a tempo at which he can score. He's moving in and out, side to side.
You can see now a combination of defense and offense by Floyd Mayweather. Looks like his dad and his uncle both made an impression tonight.
Absolutely right. He's been brilliant both ways.
You can't stop like that.
Good left to the body by Corrales. Right hand over the top. Mayweather comes back with an angry right hand of his own over the top. Good left hook to the body by Floyd. Corrales smiles at him, usually a sign that he's been a little shocked.
There you go.
Good left hook and a right cross by Mayweather. Another sticking right lands upstairs. Corrales has gotten better at it in round 4. It is that he got to Mayweather's body a couple of times. But Floyd Mayweather is still piling up the points. Corrales doesn't seem to be bothered so far by Mayweather's punching power as Mayweather's feet start to move just a little less. Hard left hook upstairs by Floyd Mayweather. So quick on the trigger.
This is the Uncle Roger part of Mayweather.
But the other puncher is just not using his left jab.
Big left hook to the body by Mayweather. Stunned Corrales. Corrales thought for a moment that he had him, and boom. Just like that, Mayweather was gone, and he steps back in to land 3 punches and move away again. Pretty boy Floyd is pretty strong tonight. And he whacks Diego Corrales on the chin with a left hook.
Well, you got to be careful about following a guy who has knockouts on his records also. You got to follow him with punches.
Well, everybody who faces him says that Mayweather is a deceptive puncher. Well, there's a brilliant start to round 7. The super quickness of Floyd Mayweather produces a knockdown to begin the 7th round. And if Corrales had any thought whatsoever of trying to come back and win a decision, that should put him into that. He's lost the first 6 rounds. Now he's facing a 2-point round in the 7th. Coming in
down and just goes right into the left hook of Mayweather.
You knew coming in that Mayweather had a quickness advantage. I'm just not sure how many of us expected it to be this dramatic and this graphic. I mean, this has been a wipeout and a brilliant performance by Floyd. You wonder if...
I often say it, if you want to be a good fighter, forget about the left jab. If you want to be a great fighter, that's the best punch in boxing. Corrales has not used the jab all night.
And the second knockdown of the round for Mayweather. And the accumulated punishment by Corrales has left, or by Mayweather, has left Corrales woozy on his feet in the 7th round.
There is no 3 knockdown rule. There are 20 seconds left in the round.
And there's the 3rd knockdown of the round.
Throw it. It's like playing with a cobra. You can be in control, but all it takes is 1 or 2 good shots.
Right hand, another knockdown, 5th knockdown of the fight, 5th knockdown of Corrales' career. Another mark of what a performance it's been. Ray Woods is up on the apron. That's going to be the end of the fight.
the stomach. Nothing too hard, but just letting Maidana know he's varying the offense.
And of course, Maidana wants to throw punches from more angles than you would find in a geometry class. And
Mayweather trying to catch and shoot now, but Maidana getting so close.
And now Mayweather firing back with the left hook and the right, but there's a right hand from Maidana. Mayweather now turning the tables, has Maidana along the ropes. As in November of 2001.
And how many punches did Maidana throw?
There's a right hand by Mayweather that tags Maidana.
Mayweather now getting into rhythm, changing the looks.
When it comes to speed, there is a huge deficit on Maidana's part as he gets caught with that left hook. Lead right hand connects by Mayweather. Maidana crowding him. He is doing exactly what he said he would do, but there's a right to the body by Mayweather. Of the second. Mayweather changes trajectory. The jab goes to the midsection. Another jab to the belly.
And those look like nothing, but if you stick them in there hard enough, they can suck the air out of you.
The fight to Floyd Mayweather through 2 rounds.
Body line, Maidana attacks so awkwardly. He bends those knees.
Jab to the midsection by Mayweather. To change the tempo.
Maidana has been buzzed at least by someone. So Mayweather believes his power, though he's not a big power puncher normally, can make a difference. And there you see him land big power punches as counter punches.
Yeah, good counter right by Mayweather. Arm punch by Maidana. Maidana misses with that left hook. There's the left. The jab downstairs followed by the overhand right by Mayweather. Lead right cross by Mayweather.
Staggering, really, when you think about it.
Oh, lead left hook to the body by Mayweather. Mayweather along the ropes. Jab by Maidana. Oh, short right uppercut by Mayweather.
Mayweather's landed 3 or 4 tremendous uppercuts.
Even getting off of the punch.
Short right hand by Mayweather. Misses with that overhand right. Goes to the body with the jab. Nice straight right counter by Mayweather. Of Argentine fans, there's a left hook by Mayweather. The first 6 rounds could not.
Very unofficial. I have Maidana ahead by 2 points, and Steve and Paulie have.
Double jab by Mayweather. There he finds Maidana with the right, and another right cross by Mayweather. Maidana showing Mayweather no respect. The forearm to the throat, and there's the double left hook by Mayweather.
Kind of like it was before. Both Steve and Paulie having a draw. Steve, you've got this one even.
I do. He wants to be the best ever, Mayweather. Part of the criteria for that is overcoming adversity.
There's a left hook from Mayweather. Oh, right cross clips Maidana.
I should remember. I think I did that fight.
Right cross by Mayweather. And now
Okay, gentlemen, you had your instructions in the dressing room. I want to remind you of a few things now. When I say stop, what that means is stop whatever you're doing and give me a clean break. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Anything on the belt here is good. Anything on the belt here is good. Gentlemen, both of you are championship caliber competitors. I want and I expect a clean, competitive fight. Mr. Mayweather, Mr. Guerrero, let's do this.
Let's go, let's go. The third man in the ring, and Mayweather launches his lead right hand. Robert Guerrero just setting it up, moving side to side, but again, a lead right hand by Mayweather as we go to round 3.
Something to keep an eye on. Mayweather, the second half of last round, committed more to the right hand to the stomach instead of the right hand to the head, and it opened up the right hand to the head because rhythm.
And there gets popped with the straight right through the guard. Saw against Miguel Cotto, but is able to launch the right hand offensive.
This round, more lateral movement from Mayweather, and that's why he's been more effective in this round, landing twice as many punches so far, according to Showstand.
And there pops Guerrero's head back with the right hand.
Mayweather really starting to time Guerrero now. He's on to him at everything he does. Guerrero's starting to get a little more defensive, a little more gunshot.
Mayweather working the fence. Misses with that left, but again connects with the right hand right through Guerrero's guard. Hot shotting him with the right is Mayweather. Wild right hand. Now Guerrero again walking him down along the ropes. Mayweather shoulder roll and then pops off that piston-like right hand. And it's been landing very, very accurately, Paulie.
He's missing with straight left hands when Mayweather goes low.
It's not like his father Ruben in the corner has been.
Yes.
He's been asking for the uppercut. Unable to land it or even launch it now as Mayweather again connects with the right hand. Beginning to find his rhythm and his comfort zone as Guerrero now comes back with a more powerful right hand.
Floyd throws the right hand in so many different ways. We're seeing the sweeping right now in this round against Robert.
Back to the straight. This is what I mean, the variation. It's not just the speed on Floyd Mayweather, it's his ability to bring that variation to his offense. He just can't time him.
Mayweather with the high guard, flashing the jab. Avoids that right and pops him with the jab. So Mayweather's defense, timing is on point here.
Recent fights.
Again, tags Guerrero with that right hand.
The keys to him not to do that.
Left hand upstairs by Mayweather.
It seems to happen to a lot of Mayweather opponents because the problem is the instant there's daylight, Mayweather gets off first. So it's all physically on the inside. Mayweather is the stronger guy. So it makes Guerrero unavailable to work. He's not able to work on the inside.
Well, Mayweather has been the welterweight for much longer than Guerrero.
True.
And continues to tag him with the right hand. That one was blocked. Guerrero unable to crack that Mayweather code thus far.
Guerrero's jab, he's using it, but it has not been effective.
Left uppercut. And there's a nice jab by Guerrero. Under a minute left in the 8th. Again, Mayweather sticks the right hand into Guerrero's torso. Counter left by Mayweather, and again, just continues to accumulate those right hands on Guerrero's face.
The accuracy of Mayweather has always been the hallmark of what he does in the ring, and we're seeing evidence of it here tonight. He's landed 115 punches out of 284 he's thrown.
He has the variation. He throws the right hand around. He throws it to the stomach. He throws it to the head straight. He throws it around again.
The 1-2 combination.
You just can't see. Guerrero just can't time it. You just don't know which one it's going to be because all of them are fast.
And another right hand hurts Guerrero. 10 seconds left. The fans now beginning to get behind Mayweather as they like what they're seeing here. Ninth round coming up.
Both received the same instruction. I expect you to protect yourself at all times, keep your punches up, and give me a good clean break. Touch gloves and good luck.
It's great to want to be great. Floyd Mayweather believes he is, and many observers also believe that. Gaddy wants to find out if he is.
As for Mayweather, he's been fighting many of his recent fights up close in the pocket, where he's very hard to hit because of his elusiveness and very solid with that straight right hand, and you just saw him rake Gaddy with the straight right and follow it with the left hook.
It was hard for him to catch up with Mayweather. Mayweather hooked him off his jab already.
And the difference in hand speed is immediately apparent. Arturo feels he needs to land something solid early to make the point to Floyd. And Floyd hits Arturo with the left on the way, and now there's a knockdown in round one. Gaddy got nowhere near Mayweather's body in round one. Quick left hooks by Mayweather, forcing Gaddy to keep his right hand in.
The bad thing about this case, I think, is that this favors Mayweather.
Mayweather appears willing to take some risks when he gets inside. And again, the hand speed advantage readily apparent in the first two rounds. Floyd able to beat Arturo to the punch from distance, and able to land 2 or 3 to Arturo's 1 when they get in close. 3 punches there. Left hook grazed Gaddy's chin, and another big left hook catches him slightly. Right hand is solid. Combinations by Mayweather. Too much speed. Maybe too much power too.
Swelling under both of Gaddy's eyes.
Gaddy brought back his old cut man, Joe Souza, after Souza, showing loyalty to the fighter he had first worked for, switched to James Lehi in the last fight. After some initial anger about it, Gaddy said, hey, I got to appreciate Joe for his loyalty, and he's done great work for me. He certainly has, and he may need to do great work again tonight.
Hold the glove.
Huge left hook. And the straight right. Arturo hasn't really landed anything big in the first 2 rounds. It's been a landslide for Floyd Mayweather. At this rate, it's hard to imagine Gaddy lasting into the late rounds. Floyd Mayweather loves the spotlight. CompuBox numbers in round 2, Gaddy 4 out of 42, Mayweather 27 out of 47. If it was an election, they'd project the winner right now. Mayweather's been so quick with the left hook. Mayweather sticks a jab. He's landing more or less at will in these first 3 rounds. There's a vicious right hand over the top. And another one just for good measure.
The crowd trying to rouse Gatti, but so far Mayweather has taken the crowd out of the fight.
Most of them apparently stunned by the utter one-sidedness of it so far.
Yeah, Gatti can't beat him at this distance or this pace for sure. Floyd can do this for 3 years.
Gotta stay in your corner. Go back and stay in your corner. Let's go.
Right, you saw the overwhelming CompuBox numbers through round 3. They throw about the same number of punches. One guy lands 20, the other guy lands 70. Arturo Gatti, to my view, Roy, hasn't landed a single body punch. That's a very bad sign.
And that's what Buddy just told him. You're not going to the body. You're all here, hun. And that's because of the force on him.
It's getting brutal in there as Mayweather fires at will.
Tattooing got his taken right now. A heavy tattooing.
Back, get your hands free, good.
Giving Gotti fans a chance to see something what they came to see.
Straight right hand by Mayweather twists Gatti's head around. Crashes another straight right hand right off of the Gatti noggin. Gatti's had a couple moments of competitiveness in this round, but as Roy Jones suggests, Mayweather may simply be allowing him to open up to create opportunities. Big right hand across the top, just missed for Gatti. Right hands by Mayweather land like lasers. The question is, how long will Arturo be able to see Mayweather's punches coming, if in fact he still can?
Not much longer.
In case you're wondering whether Mayweather will get tired, he sometimes spars 10 or 15-minute rounds with different sparring partners moving in to increase his stamina.
Too much hands. Oh, body shot. Body shot. Hurt Arturo got it real bad. Body shot falls Arturo.
Buddy McGirt keeps telling Gatti not to worry. I'm wondering if he shouldn't throw in the towel.
Yeah, body shot hurt real bad, man.
This is humiliating. Floyd Mayweather promised exactly this. He promised he would humiliate Arturo Gatti before his fans.
I can't understand who wouldn't see this, though, before it happened.
Much of the crowd is on its feet in awe of the display that Mayweather's putting forth. How in the world can Gatti keep taking it?
We need to stop this because he's done. Reminds me of the Roy Jones Pat Sanford fight. And I mean, just one guy totally out of plans. Not going to land in the punch because he's not fast enough to put the big punch on Floyd Mayweather.
To watch. Gatti landed a little left hook. Mayweather knocked him halfway across the ring with his own vicious left hook. Why would anybody continue?
That is
Gatti's eyes are closed. He can't see.
so victory for Floyd Mayweather.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Brilliant performance.
Now here's the problem. Who in the world will fight it?
That's all I can tell you to do. Have your fun. You know what he is to you, Floyd? He's a novice fighter. He's a novice. He's not in your class at all. Keep doing what you're doing. That's all you gotta do, man. You the boss of this. You run this.
Bring it on, amigo.
Wearing snakeskin trunks with black trim, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. He weighed in at 146.5 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign. The ring with a record of 46 wins, no losses, 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently, the WBC and WBA welterweight world champion and the WBC super welterweight champion of the world. Tonight, making his 24th world title appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, here is boxing's undisputed top attraction, the undefeated pound-for-pound superstar, the 5-division champion of the world, introducing the one and only Floyd Mayweather.
Truly espouses what the sweet science is all about. Make him miss, make him pay. A man who has faced 44 different fighters and gone 45-0. The bell in round 13. Floyd Mayweather in the snakeskin trunks. The challenger Marcos Maidana in the red with black trim. First 30 seconds of the rematch.
Well, to remind folks, he threw 100 punches in round one. Early on in this round, doesn't look like he will do that, but early on in that fight, also in round one, he jabbed, and put Mayweather on the ropes. We'll see if he can do that.
Floyd
the stomach.
The atmosphere very reminiscent of a World Cup match as plenty of Argentine supporters have made their way to the MGM Grand in hopes of seeing a major upset. Found himself against the ropes.
Right away, Floyd was able to get off those ropes.
Mayweather definitely using more footwork than he was able to do in the early rounds of the first meeting. Marcos Maidana gets tagged there by a Mayweather shot. Gloves chosen by Mayweather, not the Everlast MX, but the Power Lock variety, although this time he was able to train his entire camp with the gloves. He feels a lot more comfortable.
He said that will make him more comfortable.
Mayweather looking like he did in the Diego Corrales fight thus far in his first round, almost a similar game plan. He kind of glided along the ropes in that fight, but never kind of stood still, catching Corrales with some sharp shots.
And he ascended to the top of the pound-for-pound rankings after destroying Diego Corrales. Maidana said he would pace himself more in the early going.
Well, he's done that. He threw 16 punches in round one.
As opposed
to 100. That was because of the movement of Mayweather, clearly.
Quick exchange. Mayweather attacking the body with the jab. Mayweather leads all current fighters with a plus-minus rating of plus 25. The rating determined by subtracting opponent's connect percentage from a listed fighter's overall connect percentage. He is a defensive maestro. And he avoids Maidana's attack. But even he admitted he was unable to hurt Floyd Mayweather in the first fight as Mayweather sneaks to the right hand.
And Maidana himself,
nice hook by Floyd.
That's the kind of action Floyd Mayweather wants on the ropes.
There's a lead right hand that connects by Mayweather.
Over the top of the jab, a sharp counter. It's all he's able to really do is try to bury Floyd in activity when Floyd does stand still.
Good counter right hand by Mayweather.
Floyd doing a better job this fight of not staying too stationary, and when he does, it's only for a short moment.
And another good counter right cross that clipped the jaw of Marcos Maidana.
As you can see, as soon as Floyd touches the ropes, he is off.
And this is exactly what he said he would do. He said that patience would be a key, but he is also initiating the attack.
Right there again, effectively with the right hand.
There's another good counter punch by Mayweather. Oh, now counters right hand that landed flush.
Maidana's gonna have to start feinting with that jab and throwing off the timing of Floyd, because he's starting to hone in with that counter right hand.
And I understand Mayweather, that's a good strategy for him.
Mayweather very effective.
What's the punch he wants to get in? And the question will be how that Maidana is doing very, very well.
Oh, there's a beautiful right hand by Mayweather, who backs along the rope, sidesteps the right from Maidana, and then comes back with a left hand.
A nice move by Mayweather to turn Maidana around and put his back to the ropes.
Mayweather attacking the body with the right, avoids the jab, and throwing punches, but all of those blocked. There's another counter, right uppercut to
Maidana. He's not even holding when he comes in, so to me that's an issue.
One of the hardest working and best conditioned athletes in any sport.
Mayweather landing some good body shots.
The body punches were what tired Maidana out in those later rounds.
Double jab by Maidana. Mayweather goes underneath with a short right hand.
Here with his accurate punching.
There's punch shot right, turns the tables and goes to work on Maidana on the ropes.
That may have hurt Maidana a little bit, that right hand.
Oh, good hook by
Mayweather. But according to show stats, they both landed the same number. So
there's a beautiful counter left hook by Mayweather.
Check left hook.
Jab by Mayweather, followed by the right. Left hand by Mayweather.
Maidana going back to neutral corner.
Floyd traffic.
Yep.
Referee, but I just think that's not appropriate.
This counter right hand by Floyd there.
Here in this round, but clearly the clock is ticking for him.
Shot left by Mayweather. Some sportsmanship, they touch gloves, and Mayweather immediately attacks with the left hand of the body and a left hook upstairs. The punch that just drifted below the bell line for Maidana. Right hand catches Maidana on the side of the head by Mayweather. And look at the power advantage for Floyd Money Mayweather.
And what's impressive is the percentage of punches he's landed. Clearly, it's amazing.
then turn quickly and make you pay.
And I'll tell you, with all the talk about his age, I mean, that shows you right there. The sneaky right hand, he turned it over. He still has the hand speed. Another right hand pops off the face of Ortiz. His power is in his left hand. Oh, man.
There's that right hand lead by Mayweather, perfect against the lefty.
This is a great fighter.
There you go with the right hand leading. Reach with his anticipation. Look, here's the right hand leading him on the way in when you thought a jab might be the shot there. He is so instinctive. And there's the defensive move by Mayweather.
Don't feel that kind of pressure anymore. You're an athlete, and you're trying to, in the case of Ortiz, retain the title. And Mayweather is sort of picking him apart. Chopping right hand by Mayweather. Another right hand by Mayweather. And another one.
Backed off a shot, coming to him, and then landed a right hand.
He said that he would take him to school in the early rounds and then really start to beat him up in the later rounds, then knock him out. Ortiz, a nice heavy left hand downstairs. Remember, an immediate counter left cross by, left hook I should say, by the right-handed fighter Mayweather, with some decent power on it to shift the balance of Victor Ortiz.
Look at Mayweather cut off the ring so nicely here. They're trying to get out. One step to the side.
Yeah, he doesn't chase. He does it exactly right. This guy's a master boxer.
Slowly use the angles, make it smaller. He took one there, but he had good things set up.
There's more of the defensive way. He has those elbows and hands up high, and Ortiz lashed out with a good right hand and left hand, and neither one of them was taken very flush by Mayweather. See that elbow comes forward, he catches a lot on that elbow.
Elbow out, that's a good right hand again.
Another right hand.
Now you can do 7 or 8 things well if you're Ortiz and you think you've got some momentum going, and Mayweather takes it all away from you in one shot.
Crashing down the corner. Again, that's about 10 or 12 during the course of the fight. He had 4 in the last round. That's his 4th one in this round. Look how quick he is when Ortiz comes after. Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm McDonald Bob Shorten with Dave Bontempo. Floyd Mayweather Jr. with his back to you in the black trunks. Really teeing off with that right hand on the left thigh of the champion Victor Ortiz. Ortiz hasn't been able to force this fight at all. Mayweather dictates. Look at this. But on the 3 judges' scorecard, it's Mayweather, Mayweather, and Mayweather. Oh, look at that right hand.
Never wastes an opportunity to land that right hand.
Let's go.
As Ortiz tries to sportsmanship, Mayweather makes him pay. What a rookie mistake there by Ortiz.
It's up to 7 and 8. He's not going to make it. 9 and 10. It's all over. He's still out as he crawls to the corner right above us.
He got suckered in. Floyd Mayweather made it seem like he would embrace him, and then he caught him twice.
A rookie mistake, and Floyd Mayweather has done it. He's the 147-pound world champion. After 16 months, no ring rust.
okay here, we're okay here.
Okay.
Now Shane Floyd, we went over the rules in the dressing room.
Okay.
I expect a clean, tough fight. Obey my commands at all times.
Okay.
What I say you must obey. Good luck, touch him up.
Well, Mayweather, as usual, looks very relaxed. And that's part of what helps him to be so quick. There's that right-hand counterpunch.
Close enough to punch, but not doing much of it.
Mayweather's trying to ward him off. Mosley's trying to follow. Two good left-hand counters.
Work out, work out.
Well, they're standing very close to each other as though Mayweather has got something to prove here.
I think he still looks much stronger today and more coordinated than Shane.
Well, I don't think there's any question that he's a better boxer than Shane Mosley.
No, but he's not boxing. He's actually fighting him. I think he just physically raised him how strong he is looking. He's really not boxing. He wants to get in and fight with him.
There's the fighting, and now he lands a chopping right hand after his left hook. Mosley, showing his competitive spirit, wants to get back. Another right hand for... As Mayweather has made an adjustment, and now Mosley seems to be trying to figure out how to deal with that adjustment. With that left, left jab to the body in round 2.
I don't know, whatever it is, but he hasn't been throwing it that much. And just the speed of Mayweather in his hand and his physical strength is just still amazing me. And Shane is looking old to me. His body doesn't have that tone, and his punches doesn't have the power.
And Floyd is fighting more offensively. And his timing is so good, and he's so quick, and he lands that way. Like that. Oh, that was a stunning shot from Mayweather right on the button.
Again over the left hand, which Shane holds low.
Because Floyd is getting closer and closer. He's trying to get closer so he can land the right hand easier.
Another stunning right hand by Mayweather and the big left hook. He's landing shots cleanly inside. That's a power shot.
Now those are good shots.
I think he's lost respect for Shane's punching power too. That's why he's coming in now. You realize that Shane is punching with a loose wrist, his hands are not even closed, and so he's becoming more and more aggressive.
Two fighters are talking to each other, and while Shane's talking, Mayweather hits him with a left hook and a right hand. And Shane's still talking.
That's what he should do. I mean, it's not time to have a conversation.
Absolutely right. This isn't time to talk, but Mayweather's talking. Along with Mosley, they are chatting with each other in the middle of the ring. You can bet it's not friendly.
You can stop the clock, but you can't stop time.
And also, you look at the style of Mayweather. Mayweather's really got him right into fighting his fight.
Margarito was big and strong. Mosley was far faster than Margarito. That is not the situation he's looking at tonight.
As this fight winds down, more and more people are starting to think about Mayweather and Pacquiao.
That in all those fights, you'd be hard-pressed to find 45.
Never seen Mosley in this kind of peekaboo style. Have you?
No, I've never saw the expression on his face to get defeated. He doesn't have any confidence at all as compared to what he's had before in the past. The only thing he's got is a little fire that he's always had. If he gets hit, he'll fire right back.
Mayweather do his thing and wondering whether he's going to consider the possibility of going for a finish.
And the referee Kenny Bayless is positioning himself to observe.
Final CompuBox numbers will reflect Mayweather's dominance. landing 106 punches more, throwing 25 more than doubling Shane Mosley's connect percentage. Another technical mismatch. Who knew? Total power punches, Mayweather landing 77 more, throwing 108 more, and nearly doubling Mosley's connect percentage. Punch Zone will show you Floyd Mayweather's unusual mixture as he lands only 17 body shots. Very careful about selecting those body shots. He never wants to put himself in the position of being countered by something upstairs. He throws most of his punches at the head. The left hook, 39 times. The right cross, 152 times. It's an amazing rate of accuracy.
Okay, gentlemen, caballeros, you already received your instructions. Usted recibió instrucciones. Okay, look, it goes right here, it's okay, anything relax low. Mira, aquí está bien, aquí no. Goes right here, it's okay, anything relax low. Mira, aquí está bien, aquí no. Keep everything above the waist, todo para arriba. I want a good, clean fight, yo quiero una play limpia. Obey my commands at all times, above all, protect yourselves at all times. Escúchame, cuídate, listos, let's go, vámonos.
With a sharp-looking counter, so difficult to catch, and he's stepping in with the jab there. I mean, Marquez can do all the right things in the right order. They find that they don't work. There's that left hook again, so quick, little feint, and he goes and he's out again. So difficult to face. Floyd, especially against our own Ricky Hatton, he's not just a fancy Dan. If he has to stand and trade, he can do it.
Floyd Mayweather in a career that began in 1996. And the 56th for Juan Manuel Marquez. Damaged around the eyes, but in he comes. Needs to get the jab going.
It's almost like a radar, and he's out of there. Well, if he's going to win this one, he's going to have to go for it there. He's just banged on the end of a jab there.
And he's on the front foot a bit more, Mayweather, as well. This is what he did with Ricky Hatton in the middle rounds. He stood his ground, and he's doing it early here against Marquez.
The pound-for-pound mantra. I think Pacquiao's been to the wire with this guy twice. So I think Mayweather's got a big statement to make, not even allowing him into the fight.
Lovely jabs from Mayweather. Timing spot on. And Marquez clumsy. To the class that Mayweather is showing left hand. He just is so comfortable inside a ring. You're right, Jim. It's as if he was born there. Finding gaps in the defense of Marquez. So sharp and quick. That's a cut as well. Right eye of Marquez.
Look at that. Marquez knows if he takes chances, he can end up on the floor again.
Floyd Mayweather, love him or hate him, and he's not everyone's cup of tea, but he is such a talent and possibly the best fighter to lace on the gloves.
As he says himself, 39 people have come in with plans that haven't worked.
Look at that right hand he just threw. And again whipping them in.
Lovely left hook again. So he actually gets power into the left hook as he's pulling his chin out of harm's way. Amazing. I mean, you can't really teach fighters things like that. It's just instinctive, natural.
Every time he inches forward, Marquez, the punishing counter, and that left hook is working a treat. You've just got to enjoy him, haven't you, Jim?
Spreading his feet now, but we're going to see the big bombs coming in now. Usually his feet are close together when he wants to be mobile. When he wants to dig the shots in, spreads the feet. There's the right hand.
Superb.
Also for Marquez, lovely right hand. He's sorting the legs there. He was shaking again then. Yeah, when you see him spreading the feet, you can expect the power to come in the punches.
Bewildering Marquez, dissecting and dismantling the toughest of warriors here, Floyd Mayweather, with his brilliant skills and talent. 21 months, Jim, he's never been away.
Natural athlete, everything comes so naturally, and he's so well prepared. Another round goes up, obviously, for Mayweather.
Still in there battling, Marquez, against this tidal wave. Precision from Mayweather.
He's hardly taken maybe 2, possibly 3 clean punches to the chin against a tremendous fighter.
Just a jab to the body of Marquez, stopped him in a right hand, and I wonder if he's beginning to sense that Marquez can be taken out.
Mayweather knows when the shoulder's been behind the punch, if it's an arm punch or if a jab, but he's not even really mounting any worthwhile attacks now.
Oh, right hand! That was a big shot from Mayweather. One from the nose of Marquez, and it spurs him into battle.
So this is what Marquez thinks. He's been totally outboxed in every round.
Right hand was doing the trick in the previous session. Mayweather may have found the key as Marquez tires and the difference in weight.
See, even when you land in Mayweather, he's moving, just the punches are glancing off, not landing cleanly.
Put a great hit into that body shot, Mayweather, and that hurt Marquez. Stepping forward and getting power into these punches. Left hook, right hand, and Marquez says, come on then, there's some bravery. Marquez coming back with an attack with the right crisp over the top from Mayweather to finish another.
Bastard. I mean, this must be a shock to the system. Oh, look at the uppercut there. I mean, this must be a shock to Marquez's system. Another right hand.
Yeah, leg step there from that Mayweather, now stalking him around the ring. There's a right hand, and Tony Weeks having a closer look now as Marquez begins to finally wilt. Oh, there's another one.
Final bell, and I'm sure so is Marquez. Still one round to go after this one.
Still manages to fire out a combination, Marquez. But Mayweather picking the punches and looking for the gaps. Just over 30 seconds left in the 11th. Another big right hand.
Mayweather is just dominating him at the moment. Just kind of treating him with disdain.
said he's doing this to the Mexican people, but down he goes! And that was sharp and slick and accurate from Floyd Mayweather. And Juan Manuel Marquez is floored in the second round.
Well, that was like Mayweather saying, you get smart one, this is what happens to you. Two lovely left hooks, the second one put him over.
Precision from Mayweather, who thought he'd be rusty, straight back into his rhythm.
And it's as though he decided to punish Marquez for the success he had with the right hand. As I said, Adam, I just hope he does not make Marquez look like an ordinary fighter tonight, because he is anything but.
That was pure class, and he's in and out quickly. Mayweather, dazzling hand speed, and he's the heavier man. Marquez can't cope at the moment.
It just looks, Adam, as though Mayweather can land punches whenever he pleases.
It's still Floyd Mayweather.
And Mayweather catches him coming in as Canelo was trying to load up.
Skill, number two, he's in tremendous physical shape. Lines up, steps in the foot again. He'll step on the foot on purpose sometimes, get you off balance, and then whack you with the right hand. As he lines up his foot totally perpendicular to the foot of Canelo Alvarez, who has his pointing, both toes pointing like his shoulders are. But that's not the case with Floyd, and footwork is so important. Floyd knows every trick of the trade. That's a right hand
in the corner.
It's the second right hand, and he's won the first 3 rounds of this fight easily. He's won them, not controversially, not close. He's outboxed this guy as he planned to do. 3 rounds in the book for Mayweather. Just simply 10-9, 10-9, 10-9.
And he chose to be in front of him more and make it a little bit more of a brawl to entertain people. Against Canelo, he's gone back to the old Floyds in using the angles and doesn't want to get hit. This round has a little bit more of the Guerrero feel.
Well, until he softens up this kid, he can't. Plus, he's never been hit like he's going to be hit by Floyd Mayweather. Look at the hand speed. Look at that mouse coming up underneath the left eye. Slowly, Floyd is busting up that face of Canelo Alvarez. I mean, it's almost like Mayweather's inviting him in to throw his own right hand. He's trying to sucker him in. That should give the Mexican something to cheer for. Right back comes Floyd. So he gets hit by 1 and he lands 5 since then. Closing seconds now of the 4th round. Welcome one and all to the MGM Grand. Floyd Mayweather, so he wanted to do. He hasn't landed anything. Went for the uppercut that time.
There's that short right hand by Mayweather. Lead right hand against a right-hander. Not supposed to work, but it does for him. In every fight we have seen that because of his reflexes. How he's able to block things, get out of the way here, score, and let a shot whiz by him. Canelo keeps trying to come in.
Round number 5. People beginning to chant USA, getting into the skin of the many, many more numerous Mexican fighters, Mexican fans rather. 2 world belts that Canelo Alvarez has. Reaches and tries to come inside. But look who lands the blows.
But the phenomenon against Alvarez is he keeps dropping.
He's a little annoyed with the guy. Floyd tried to get under his skin, which is, what he does. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Take him in the back of the gloves. The gloves are hitting the head afterwards. So the concussion is still in the head.
6s and 7s. But he's not opening up so that you might land a big shot on him.
That's the amazing thing, because when you're a prize fighter, and the natural tendency, at least for street fighters, is to, somebody hits you and get him. But for this guy, he's so much under control. Look at the way he makes out. He's making him look like an amateur. And this is a 2-time world champion of his own right. Look at Floyd, 3 in a row.
In boxing.
But this one is over the top. Look at this, pop, pop, pop. Point, 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 point. Back in the bank for Floyd Mayweather. Just keep chinging up the piggy bank with points for him. And he walks out of here with 82 mil.
$200 million contract for 6 fights. This is number 2 on there, so you're going to see him quite a bit.
Nice up there by Mayweather. He's doing what he wants to do. And again, Dave, you said, when have you ever seen this kid in the corner like this? Backing into the corner. Not getting mad, not coming out. Why doesn't he grab him and throw him down? He's letting this guy beat him up. Look at that right hand. Has he hurt it? I don't know. Look at his face. Certainly doesn't have the same attitude.
Best fighter in history, not only defensively, the best fighter changing from defense to offense as quickly as he does.
He's frustrated, wants to land something big, lines up, can't catch him, bounces left, back to the right, upstairs with a hand. Canelo comes in on him, jab, 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 miss, 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 miss with the right hand. There he is again, miss, 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 miss. All misses.
He has to gamble.
He's got to gamble, David.
He's got to get inside, even though he's lining it up. He has to throw the technique idea to the window and just lower his shoulders and go after Mayweather. Whatever he pays, so what? He has to pay for that privilege to try and get that close shot. Otherwise, Mayweather can just toy with him as long as he feels like.
And that's what he's doing. Now Floyd has decided he's going to box out. I'm going to give this kid a boxing lesson now. He's helping his toes down. He's bouncing to his rights. The great champion, Floyd Mayweather Jr. What a boxing lesson he's giving this kid today. You're going to see a lot more of Canelo Alvarez. He's a huge star. And look at the misses, a couple. Big left hand. That was a solid box. Big right hand. See what I mean? At the 2-minute mark, it seems like he's got a clock in his head. He fools around for the first minute, wears the kid down, takes away his aggressiveness by taking shots in the hips. Then he takes over. Look at this boxing lesson. That's about 3 straight.
There's that uppercut by Mayweather. Good shot. Canelo just missing over the top with his right hand. And Mayweather with the shoulder up. It's one thing to talk about the work ethic and the hard work and dedication which is there, but there is also something else. Mayweather has a rhythm of his own that he couldn't teach anybody else. It's just his. He owns it. His instincts are flawless.
Well, now it's about time for him to turn it up. There's only a minute 14 seconds to go, so he usually turns it up just to be sure the judges will give him the round. And like Ray Leonard was taught by Angelo Dundee Muhammad, solid right hand cracks the big jaw and the chiseled jaw of Alvarez. No matter how chiseled it is, when you hit with a shot like that. 111-pound champ and the reigning 154-pound champion. He's had 4 world championships as Miguel Cotto. All right, here we go. Floyd Mayweather decked out in red leather trunks with white trim. Wearing 8-ounce championship gloves now. That's a little something different for Floyd too, but he said he don't care if they weighed a pound. I can still beat this guy. Look at the considerable hand speed of Floyd Mayweather. I mean, the kid is just an extraordinary fighter. Uppercut on the inside by Floyd.
Hands free.
And Floyd jumps up, gets off the left hook, stands downstairs, catches underneath the right elbow, bangs him with the right hand, upstairs to the back of the head. Floyd sets up again. Cotto comes in but doesn't land anything. This guy is sensational, is Mayweather.
And usually you see it done in the first couple rounds. If a guy is going to be successful, the message is sent right away. What you've got here is Cotto to fire an uppercut at him on the inside. And then he's trying to turn and do the damage in here.
And he is doing the damage. He landed the uppercut.
Well, because he knows from a promotional aspect, he has to. And look at that on the offside. He basically threw it what a southpaw would throw. The right cross there as he squared himself up.
With Floyd Mayweather, there's a place you can take a nap with your hands. Because this guy catches a lot of big punches. Look at that. Overhand right as Cotto came in, bang, with the right hand goes Floyd Mayweather. This guy is phenomenal. He's big Floyd to come in. Well, he can nail him, but Floyd keeps him up. Even though 2 of them were taken on the gloves, the third one's taken on the chin. That one was dropped underneath the eye. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's in his office in there. He loves this time because he practices the left side of that Miguel Cotto. Here he goes, picking it up again. And all of a sudden he's turning the crowd around. It wanted to be for Cotto. But you have to admire, no matter what you think of the attitude of Floyd Mayweather, no matter what you think of him outside the ring, inside the ring, pure genius.
You're looking at a craftsman and a surgeon. Things he does on the defense, what we showed you, keeping fighters to 20%, toying with you when he's on the inside, and now he shifts into offense and he staggered Cotto.
Because he's rolling their shoulders. And he lands the big one. Big one with an uppercut that time. Snaps the head back at Miguel Cotto. That was right in front of us, Dave. And you just watch the genius of this kid. Wants to show this guy what a good fighter. There's no bad blood between these guys leading up to this fight. Uppercuts on the inside by Floyd. He's catching a piece of Miguel Cotto, including 2 big uppercuts there. Well, the thing is, the fact of the matter is, Dave, he is winning the inside battle with Cotto. And that's Cotto's kitchen, as you mentioned, but not tonight. So far. And if you take that uppercut right hand, this guy is some kind of fighter. You're watching a genius. 15 seconds to go in the 5th round. When you consider just how good Cotto is. And just say that Floyd goes back, tap upstairs, tap downstairs, gets him off balance, cracks him with the right hand. In the fight in the street, you don't want to hit a guy because you're afraid of what he might do to you. Well, he's not afraid of what anybody's going to do to him.
That's a nice move there by Mayweather. Let him set the trap, and he does.
And Floyd lands. Floyd technically throws his jab perfectly. He's so quick with that half uppercut, half hook. He's quick with his hook. Just a sensational offensive and defensive fighter.
He doesn't have to try and rumble in Cotto's pitching.
Not his nature, Davey boy. You're absolutely right, but it's not his nature. He cracked Cotto that time. Just before that, he got through the last time.
Affecting his attack from a spot where he can utilize his reach. Look what he's got going here, all from the outside. The jab and the double left hook downstairs.
Now he uses his elbow or his shoulder a little bit to prop up the face of Miguel Cotto, and he cracks him with a right hand. Another right hand behind the ear. Gotta be frustrating for Miguel. Miguel Cotto, as he's been able to do at will, right hand followed by the left uppercut. Again the uppercut. And now Cotto's legs are staggered. Had to hang on for just a second there. Floyd would love to take this guy out in the final round. Boy, he's giving him some boxing lesson. What a show Floyd Mayweather has put on. My heart goes out to Miguel Cotto because he's worked so hard. Floyd is just totally outclassed. A tremendous classy fighter in Miguel Cotto.
Hold up, hold up, hold up.
I'm here with Floyd and his uncle Jeff, and Roger was around here somewhere, but we'll concentrate on you because you got the job done tonight. Really a very complete performance by you.
I'd like to say, first of all, I'd like to thank God, and I also like to thank Aniche, my sponsors, and I also like to thank Groovy Styles, and
you got the thank yous down pat already. You guys have been teaching him everything, haven't you?
You know, I gotta get everything down pack off the top, you know, say thank you. You guys cut us off, but
I'd never do that, Floyd.
But you know, I gotta thank God for, you know, really come out here and do what I've done tonight, and thank all my family back in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and thank you guys for having me on.
All right, well, you've got us in there too. Let's take a look at the left hand that started the trouble for Nunez. You threw some great left hands here tonight as well as everything else. Take a look at a comment for us.
I'm leaving with the hook. You know, Sugar Ray Robinson done it, Joe Louis done it, so why I can't do it?
That looked like Floyd Patterson against Ingemar Johansson. You wouldn't remember that one. I'm the only one in the ring old enough to remember that.
Well, you know, I watched a lot of tapes of Floyd Patterson, Muhammad Ali, a lot of those great guys, Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, time out. You know, the best guys.
Speaking right here. It's truthfully speaking. And one thing you can't knock. You cannot knock my talent. No matter how much y'all say, oh, Floyd's gonna lose and we don't like Floyd, y'all can't knock my talent. When it's all said and done, when we get in that ring, I don't care what y'all write, what y'all say, it's me and him one-on-one. Just because I haven't had no difficulties doesn't mean the thing they look good. Because I ain't had no difficulties. I made mine look easy and everybody else's was hard, so they're gonna say, oh, Floyd never fought nobody. That's all.